Hey everyone, welcome back to the Spiritual Psychology Podcast. With me today is a special guest who is a successful entrepreneur and thought leader. Thank you all for tuning in and for your support of our channel. If you're new here, please like this video and subscribe so you won't miss future episodes.
Hello everyone, great to be here.
Today's topic is psychology of wealth. We'll explore how mindset, emotions, and even ancient wisdom shape our wealth creation and use. We want to give you practical guidance on building, sustaining, and multiplying wealth with a spiritual perspective. Let's start with mindset. Wealth isn't just a number in your bank. It's deeply tied to how we think and feel about money. In fact, research shows the psychology of wealth goes beyond net worth. It's about how our beliefs, emotions, and behaviors shape the way we earn, spend, save, and invest. That means our mindset matters more than the amount we start with.
I agree. A lot of it comes down to mindset. People with an abundance mindset focus on opportunities and growth, while those with a scarcity mindset feel there's never enough and make fear-based decisions. For example, Headspace explains that having an abundance mindset means not feeling limited by what you don't have, but focusing on opportunities to get what you want.
Exactly. Cultivating an abundance mindset helps you stay motivated and take action. In contrast, a scarcity mindset can cause you to hoard resources or avoid taking healthy risks. One study even shows that thinking constantly about scarcity consumes mental energy and leads to stress. So we always encourage viewing wealth as a tool, there's enough for everyone, and believing that opens possibilities.
Also, check your money scripts, those deep beliefs from childhood about money. Thoughts like, money is the root of all evil, or I'm not good with money, can hold you back. Part of the psychology of wealth is reprogramming those beliefs into empowering ones. For example, instead of, I'll never be rich, think, I'm learning to grow my wealth.
Right. Delaying gratification is another key. Many successful people invest or save now to get bigger rewards later. You may have heard of the famous marshmallow test. Kids who waited for 2 marshmallows instead of 1 tended to do better later in life. The same idea applies to money. Sacrifice a small pleasure today, like an extra coffee, and invest that money. Over time, compound interest makes those dollars grow significantly.
And tie those choices to clear goals. One big tip: automate your saving. For instance, set a fixed percentage of each paycheck to go directly into savings or investments. This way you pay yourself first. Streamlining finances, for example, by aligning bills with your payday, also reduces stress and makes it easier to stay on track.
Now let's bring in the spiritual side. In the Vedic tradition, wealth is called Artha. Artha literally means the means of life, the resources and actions required to live in a desired state. Importantly, Artha is considered a valid goal, but it must be guided by Dharma, righteous duty.
That reminds me of Kautinya's Arthashastra, ancient economic treatise. He noted that without affluence and security, following ethics and fulfilling desires become difficult. In other words, when people lack basic prosperity, it's harder to uphold moral values. He also warned against greed. All pursuits, dharma, artha, kama, are interdependent, and one should not abandon virtue in blind pursuit of wealth.
Yes, the key is balance. Prosperity should support your purpose, not replace it. In fact, Chanakya, the author, explicitly said poverty breeds vice, and prosperity tends to foster virtue and love. We can use wealth to improve ourselves, our community, and also to give.
Exactly. Giving is crucial. The Vedas teach the law of charity. Rig Veda says, whatever you give selflessly, dana, returns many-fold. And modern research backs that up. Pro-social spending, giving to others, actually increases happiness. So generosity not only helps others, but it also enriches you spiritually and psychologically.
Another beautiful concept is idam namama. This is not mine. It is for the collective well-being. Nature itself follows this principle. Think about how trees and the sun give freely. When we adopt this mindset, we reduce attachment and anxiety about money, seeing ourselves as stewards of abundance.
We can also mention the Bhagavad Gita. Krishna advises Arjuna to focus on duty without attachment to results. In practice, that means do your work with full effort and integrity without obsessing over the outcome. As the Gita puts it 2.49, work done with selfish motives is inferior to selfless service. When you put heart and soul into whatever you do, material rewards often follow automatically. Wealth and success will then come of their own accord. In short, when you act with devotion and detachment, karma yoga, prosperity tends to follow on its own terms.
Now, let us move to the practical aspect. Could you give us an actionable guide?
Okay, so let's get practical now. Based on what we've discussed, here are some key steps for creating and growing wealth. 1. Align wealth with purpose, dharma. Use money as a tool to fulfill your values and responsibilities. When your goals serve a higher purpose, you'll stay driven and ethical. 2. Cultivate an abundance mindset. Focus on opportunities and what you can do, rather than limiting beliefs. Headspace.com. Trust that wealth can be created and act on it. 3. Automate saving and spending. Set up regular transfers to savings or investment accounts. For example, align your bills with your payday and pay yourself first each month. 4. Practice generosity, dana. Give a portion of what you earn to others. The Vedas say selfless giving returns many-fold, and studies show it boosts joy. 5. Take long-term, calculated actions. Invest consistently and think in terms of years, not days. Delay small gratifications for bigger future gains. Keep goals and budgets tied to what matters. 6. Keep learning and diversifying. Grow your financial knowledge. Literacy builds confidence and reduces fear. Diversify income, business, investments, skills, and take calculated risks. Often people who are able to rebound from setbacks are the ones who eventually succeed.
Those are great tips. In short, be purposeful about money, plan and automate, give generously, think long-term, and keep growing. Most importantly, do it all with integrity and gratitude. When your actions align with your values and you believe in abundance, wealth tends to follow naturally.
We hope this discussion on the psychology of wealth gives you fresh insights and actionable ideas. Remember, wealth is as much about mindset and purpose as it is about money.
Thank you all for listening and being part of our community. If you enjoyed this conversation, please hit like and subscribe to the Spiritual Psychology Podcast. Let us know in the comments your thoughts on the wealth.